Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave and this is my daily ruling. Special thanks to viewer Maxwell Thompson for submitting this question. I do look at the comments, so if you have a question that's on your mind, go ahead and leave one and maybe I'll put it in a future episode. So I get this question a lot. This is kind of one that comes from the Judge Continuous Effects Vault, and it involves two cards that are very heavily played in their respective formats, Blood Moon and Dryad Arbor. So if both of these are in play at the same time, what are Dryad Arbor's characteristics? Okay, so first things first, Blood Moon does apply to Dryad Arbor, even though Dryad Arbor is a forest. Having a forest, which is a basic land type, does not mean that Dryad Arbor is a basic land. Basic land has to have the Supertype basic on the card. If you look at a regular forest, you can see what that should look like. Because Dryad Arbor does not have the Supertype basic, it is a non-basic land and therefore subject to Blood Moon's effects. So, in Layer 4, the type, Supertype, and Subtype changing layer, Blood Moon's effect will change Dryad Arbor's land type to Mountain. Now, there is a rule that says that if an effect changes a land's land type to a basic land type, it will overwrite all of the land types that it used to have. There are some exceptions to this. For example, any effect that says it's still a blank or in addition to its other types, those will allow the land to keep its previous types. However, Blood Moon does not use either of those phrases, and it would probably be a much, much worse card if it did. So, that being the case, Blood Moon has changed Dryad Arbor into a land creature - Dryad mountain instead of a forest. The Dryad Arbor is still a Dryad because changing the land types does not affect the creature types of Dryad Arbor, and it's still a land creature because changing an object's subtypes does not affect any of the card's supertypes or card types. So after all of that, we've got one or two additional kind of loose ends that we want to wrap up. For starters, if you tap the Dryad Arbor for mana, you will get red mana. That's because Dryad Arbor is a mountain, and that's what color mountains usually make. In changing the land type from forest to mountain, Dryad Arbor lost its ability to tap for green, and instead gained the tap add red mana ability that mountains have. The mock-up that I have here is correct in having it be a green card too. This is actually a change from previous rules. The green color indicator on Dryad Arbor is the source of its green color. In the original printing of Dryad Arbor, there were no such thing as color indicators. They had not been invented yet, and so its color came from an ability that said this is green. Now, Blood Moon will take away all of the abilities, including that one. However, since the color indicators were invented, the errata for Dryad Arbor has made it so that it now has one of those that gets its color rather than an ability. Because it's not getting color from an ability, Blood Moon is powerless to take that away, and so Dryad Arbor does remain green. It still is a 1/1. There is nothing at all about this situation that's going to make it so that Dryad Arbor is not got the same power and toughness that it originally had. Whew, that was a lot of stuff to go through, and I hope everybody made it through all right. That was a good ruling, and thanks again to Maxwell Thompson for submitting that question. If you have one, be sure to leave it in the comments. Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.